celebrity drama?
Drew Sidora, they're giving the vibes as if she's dating Portia's ex.
Oh my God.
Check. Music, movies, and viral moments.
Gabrielle Union came out and said that she was doing 50-50 with Dwayne Wade. I have that audio just in case you didn't remember, so let's listen to that.
Check. Exclusives. Come on, y'all. Y'all know I got that over here.
Whatever Lauren says, Lauren, yo.
The show with all the hot takes, zero filter. Welcome to The Latest with Loren LoRosa. I'm Loren LoRosa, and I'm going to be bringing you guys where pop culture meets personalities. And over here, baby, we are doing all the things. Give me my tens, because we're going to have a good time.
All right, y'all, we start with a clap. Bring clap, Ed. Bring the dopamine up.
Oh, yes.
The energy. All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of The Latest with Loren LoRosa. I'm your host, Loren LoRosa, and you know that this is your daily dig into all things pop culture, exclusive news, and the conversations that shake the room. I'm the homegirl that knows a bit about everything and everybody, but joining me today, Brandon's here, as always.
Yes, I am back.
We got, Los has been on the podcast.
Yes, Carlos Polk is back.
Carlos Polk.
Carlos work.
That's his podcast name, Carlos Polk.
Yeah.
But we have a special guest in the room. West Coast is in the building. DJ Hed is here.
Hey.
Another round of applause.
Another
Yes.
round of applause.
Hey, greetings and salutations, humans. Appreciate you.
It's my first time meeting DJ Hed. We had some wild conversations.
Really?
And I said, so yeah.
This is my first time, interacting verbally.
Yes. So
Wow,
I'm
okay.
excited to see where this podcast goes today.
All right. Well, the way that we kick off the podcast, Hed, your first time here, is we do a behind the scenes of the grind check-in.
Okay.
Back on the grind.
Because, you know, people, we be moving, we be grooving. You literally are here for like 24 hours, if even that.
Literally.
Exactly. And we working all day long. And people don't ask you, how are you doing? If they do, they don't really mean it. But here.
I never ask people how they doing because I don't be genuinely giving a fuck. So people be like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, hey. I don't like.
Ask it back?
Yeah, because it's a rhetorical question.
That's exactly. So normally, this is exactly why we do it this way, the way that we do it here, because it is not rhetorical here. So I'm going to ask you, how are you doing? I honestly want to know. It can be one word. It can be one sentence. We keep it concise. And then we dig a little bit more. But it's real cute. But it's a real check-in.
Okay.
So how you doing, Hed?
I'm blessed.
Oh, blessed is a good. I didn't know where you was going to go. Scientific
I'm
word.
blessed. You know, I'm not sleeping, but I'm blessed.
Okay, why you feeling blessed? Like, is there something specific that happened recently?
No, it's not that. I mean, I'm definitely blessed with opportunities and stuff, but I think that, like, anytime I think life is really cool.
Yeah.
I wake up every day and, like, I'll be at my house and I'd see birds outside and they be chirping and shit. I'm like, this is some cool shit. Like, life in general.
Like everything is like symbiotic and working together. And
so I'm just grateful for life and animation.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good way to think about things. That life is really, really cool. I feel blessed in the moment as well, too. Brandon, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good too. I'm feeling good as well. I want to add to what you said earlier about like just the how are you question.
Yeah.
My people I know overseas say that's like an American thing where we'll say how are you and just walk right past the person. Like we don't really.
So when they do overseas, they be like, "Hi, how are you?"
And then they stop and be like, "Hey, I'm doing fine."
Nobody
But
got
like,
time for all that.
they
Unless
said
you're on the podcast.
Americans be like, "How are you?" and just keep it moving. Don't even care how you doing. So I
It's
thought it was
fake,
funny.
bro.
Yeah, it is.
It's hella fake.
When I ask y'all here how y'all doing, I really care how you're doing.
Oh,
Like-
shit. So do
I
you
use that.
stop?
I'm stopping here. We're having a full
okay.
conversation about
She
it.
was asking so we could just contemplate with ourselves.
Yeah.
Just
No,
think
I
about it
really want to
internally.
know because
A
there's be a lot
sounding board.
going on. I feel like people who are career busy and very like career and like, you know, pushing through the grind, we compartmentalize very easily, and that is a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing because eventually like those compartments get full. And I mean, I know you don't like to be vulnerable and stuff, but
It's not that I don't like to be vulnerable. I just express myself differently than most people.
okay, I'll take that. But I
I'm
just think,
emotionally divergent.
Divergent.
please explain that because that could have been how you doing today. How
No,
you
it's
feeling?
just like, you know how people are neurodivergent?
Yeah.
Which I also subscribe to. I think I'm emotionally divergent, meaning you're just outside of the norm.
Yeah.
Got you. Well, I mean, inside or outside of the norm. The reason why I do it is just because I feel like in my own personal life, I'm one that be like, no, I'm cool. And then it gets to a point where it starts to show and work that I'm not cool. And then I got to take a step back.
Yeah.
I think we're scared of the bad answers though. Like he's like, oh my
Yeah.
mom just died. Like, God damn. Like
Oh
now
my
I gotta
God.
Yeah.
really console you and
Yeah.
comfort you.
Yeah.
And now I'm not mad that your mom died or anything, but it's a lot to take in when somebody just throws
So
it
then why even indulge?
Yeah.
to be nice. To
Yeah.
be nice.
But
And it's
why?
not
But
nice.
it's not nice if it's disingenuous.
Yeah.
If you're being disingenuous, how is it nice?
Yeah.
It's just a courtesy. I don't think you gotta be I think they'll still take it as a gesture. I don't think you necessarily have to.
I feel
be
like
genuine, like genuinely
Yeah.
know how somebody's doing. That's a little nosy. Like to really
A
know.
little nosy.
It's a little nosy to ask how you doing and expect a deep dive answer.
yeah.
Well, I think it's a setting as well too. So like here, or like if I'm with like my friends and we're in a like it depends on who I'm talking to and where we are. Sometimes I do just say it out of courtesy because it's like when you walk into a room, you have to speak, like that type of thing. But in other settings, if I ask, I really like like how you doing, like how are you?
Hey, we just deep dive into that. How
Yeah.
are you?
Ain't nothing-
Let's get into the topic.
We didn't even ask
Oh
you.
no, my
Right,
fault.
yeah.
Los, how you
I
doing?
mean, I just want to chime in. There is this guy, a monk, Buddhist monk, that he escaped and moved to New York. And
Is you?
yeah, his name is Don Dapani. And he would say, don't ask people how you doing because you're asking to take on their energy. Just send out good energy. Like, I hope
think
all
that's
is
what
well.
I'm getting at. Yeah.
Oh.
So a lot of times you might hear me say, I hope all is well, or I'll start an email off, I hope all is well. If it ain't, then shit, I hope, but I ain't asked you if it wasn't. I'm just
Correct.
putting-
I start
that
my
makes
emails
more
off like that because I was
Yeah.
just trained in
Yeah.
work that's how you do.
Yeah, but when somebody give you that energy, you asking for a lot because you ain't even start your day sometimes. They be
Yeah.
like, oh man. And then they got this shit called on the rolls. Like once somebody say one bad thing, that shit just keep going. It don't
Yeah.
stop.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, my
Yeah.
grandma died.
Yeah, oh,
my
my-
tire
Yeah.
was flat this morning. I
Yeah.
just made it here through another day. Like, all right.
But you're feeling okay.
Yeah, I'm feeling great. I am beginning to think I may need to get like evaluated. I think I might be on the spectrum a little bit. I think I said something about it. I'm just starting to think that way. I might be. I ain't going.
I'm with you.
Yo, can
I
I
ain't gonna,
diagnose
I ain't
you,
gonna
Lo?
put it out there, but like
It's out
what
there.
it is because some people be sensitive. So if I say I feel like I might be autistic, then they might take that as like a or if I
Nah,
people
I'm
be like,
with you, bro.
Yeah, I do
feel like I'm a little spectrumy for sure.
What
Yeah.
made y'all feel that way?
because we so different.
Yes.
I feel like I'm so different from the norm. Like today, Sid was like, "All right, Carlos, I was like, I gotta move away from you." Like that was my response to her because it was like, I'm going to get on your nerves.
Okay.
Like, but it's not on purpose. I'm not about to calm down because you are editing a video. But I mean,
What from what?
Why do you feel that way? What you
Oh,
say?
just because neurodivergence is not being of the norm. I just think that I'm just completely out the box. Most of the time, I come off as insane, especially to women. But
Jesus.
so
It's so crazy though because I feel like you're like super comforting and like as a friend, you're like a really good friend.
yeah,
Can I say an interjection? It's kind of okay for us to talk like this too in the beginning because we are the latest. Like we are the latest.
Period.
Like, we're the next latest. People gonna be talking about us, so it's good. And people talk about him all the time.
Yeah, we sitting here with big money right now.
Yeah, we
What?
big
How you
money.
doing?
It's
Can I
like-
hold something?
I'm on your show in the iHeart building in New York.
Yeah, like, we Billy's
Can
on
I
here.
hold something, head? Like, what's up?
No.
Damn.
Yeah, not yet, not yet.
People don't be like, I ain't got it. He just said no.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of the latest, we are going to get into the latest. And because we have Hed here, y'all know we're going to get into some KDot. So first topic up of the day, the first thing we're diving into the latest of is Kendrick Lamar. So I actually shout out to Isnt on our team. She's our AP, our associate producer, and she always hits me up around like 11:30. It's like, yo, what we going to talk about today? Here's all the topics I've seen, and I'll go through them and pick them. And she sent me a bunch of stuff, and I was like, nah, like Hed's going to be on a podcast. I want to talk about something. And she was like, so Kendrick stuff? And I was like, I don't know if he wants to talk about that because people always talk to you about that
All day.
all day long. Do you get tired of it?
I don't care. It's just people. I think what it happens is people just inflate my involvement.
Yeah.
Just because everything that's been going on. It's
Uh-huh.
like, bro, I'm
Yeah.
just. Like when I talk to him, we don't talk about like music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just my homie. That's my friend.
Yo, DJ Hed threw me into the not like us category earlier today.
Wait,
he said,
why, Brandon?
He said,
Hold
you
on, what did
are
you
not
do?
like us. No, I told him I got dual citizenship not too long ago.
Oh, okay. Because it's a
And he
lot
said,
of
you are not like us. I was like, dang.
it's a lot of allegations in the not like us category. You gotta be specific here, okay?
Wait.
You
So
gotta be
what's
specific.
the other spot though? Like American in what?
Like American citizenship.
Yeah.
But he said he got dual
Oh,
citizenship.
Ghana.
Oh,
Ghana.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
African and shit.
He's from Ghana.
That's
You didn't know
fire.
that?
Nah.
Yeah, Brandon.
Well, I just
is
brought
from
that up
Ghana.
to he really lived by the Kendrick shit. That's why
Yeah.
I brought that.
Well, speaking of Kendrick, so Kendrick Lamar and SZA, Kendrick Lamar, but SZA is on the tour as well. They're co-headlining, but Kendrick Lamar is the first rapper in history to gross over $9 million in a single concert. Now, it is being reported that The co-headlining tour between Kendrick Lamar and SZA breaks Eminem's 2019 record in Melbourne, grossing that $900 million, which is a huge, huge deal, especially because in the beginning of all this, when the GNX tour announcement dropped, people were saying people weren't going to go out to see Kendrick.
Yeah,
People literally said people did not want to see a Kendrick Lamar set.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
And they were kind of, it's like the first thing they do is make a comparison between Kendrick and Drake, his shows and Kendrick's shows, and then say his shit ain't gonna sell out.
I don't know. I was there. I was at the Atlanta show in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, not Dome because it's not to be confused. The Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and it looked crazy to me. I didn't see hella open seats and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
It was packed.
Now this is a 39 stop stadium tour.
That's insane.
But
39 stops, but that's not even including the multiple days.
Yeah.
Oh, multiple days and different stops.
Yeah, so he's doing 3 at SoFi and at home in
He's
LA.
doing 2 at MetLife, right?
Yeah, fire.
Two out here,
Mhm.
3 at home, 2 in Toronto that I know about.
Damn.
So 3 at home at SoFi. That's where the Super Bowl was. Like,
Right.
Taylor Swift, I think, is the only other person that did 3 days at SoFi.
Wow.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I really think all that situation with Drake just sent him to another stratosphere. Obviously, he was selling out before that, but I don't think anybody could deny that anybody could say he wasn't gonna do well after everything.
You feel like
that
Drake?
phenomenal year. No,
Kendrick.
Kendrick. After that phenomenal year he had, like, there's no way he wasn't doing
wouldn't
this.
happen?
Yeah.
So you feel like without Not Like Us, he couldn't have did this?
No. I think it would have been a little smaller, but I think he was always sell out artist though.
Well, because I asked you that because that has been the conversation.
These numbers are astronomical, but
When this news broke, the conversation was he needed Drake to do this. And people always throw that out there about Kendrick in the conversation right now. But in 2023, the Big Steppers tour became the highest grossing rap tour of all time. It was eclipsed the following year by Drake. It's All a Blur tour, but it did happen first. So I think that, I don't know why it is with Kendrick and him. I don't know, maybe you a little closer to the source.
Yeah.
People like that, like Kendrick, like this all just happened overnight for him.
Because people, it's 2 things. The first thing is people are super fans of Drake. Like Drake raised them, so it's like telling them that Santa Claus ain't real.
You can't tell me that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's certain shit that you can't say about certain people. For instance, even when certain people are probably flawed, just like everybody else. Like, you know what I mean? Like we have moguls that are probably no longer heralded as what they once were because you fuck around and find out that they're just a human being like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the first thing. The second thing is he's always been discounted the whole time, but he's been discounted for lack of a better way, is just saying, oh, he's not a star just because he doesn't indulge in the fruits of being a star, right?
Exactly.
So, and I said this before on the air, but I think like he has the same problem that like Jokic has, you know, on the Denver Nuggets. Like he just win a championship and don't even give a fuck.
Yeah.
He don't care.
He go
That's
home,
how
play
I
with his
get-
horses and
Yeah,
shit.
he just
do
don't.
random stuff.
So you have somebody who's completely indulgent in being a superstar, and you have somebody who don't even give a fuck about being a superstar.
Do you sincerely think Drake care about being a superstar, or is
Absolutely.
he trying to do
Yeah.
a persona?
No,
I
Drake.
feel like he's
I
always
think it's a
trying.
little bit of
go ahead.
both, but go ahead.
Drake 100% cares about stardom.
Is that a bad thing though?
I don't would say it's a bad thing. Nothing is bad, and
Yeah.
it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's how you go about it.
Yeah.
And you don't respect the way Drake goes about it? Because
No.
why?
It just depends on what facet. Like, for instance, the way that he uses culture to manipulate. I disagree with that because
I
there
was
are.
about to say the AI stuff with like Snoop and
It wouldn't even be the AI stuff.
Okay.
I'm talking about, for instance, when you like, I'm not saying that there aren't rough areas where he's from, but where I'm from, where Dot is from, we call it false flagging. You can't false flag. Like I don't never claim to be a gang member. I'm not a gang member. I'm considered a non-affiliate. So if I get on here and start cussing and blooding and stuff, I would get quote unquote G checked when I get back home.
Spoil you.
But what happens is when you don't get checked, you go without checks and balances.
Yeah.
Then you arrive at a place where now you're the dictator of those checks and balances, i.e. Kanye West. You get what I'm saying? So now it's like you're allowed to just be whoever you want to be without any repercussions. And I think that's kind of like what's going on.
Well, recently, Young Thug sat down with GQ magazine and they asked him about the whole Kendrick Lamar Drake thing. And he's like, I don't know where this came from because I'm a Drake fan. Like, I don't understand why Kendrick Lamar brought me into it.
Yeah.
I mean, I get what you're saying as far as culture, but like when you got people like Young Thug saying like, yeah, nah, but I don't subscribe to that. That doesn't help what you're saying because
No, but everybody has their own experience.
Right.
Just like some people would say, you know, there probably there might be individuals that say Weinstein was a good man. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm saying not Weinstein, Epstein.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like,
I think Kendrick's point was that he was keeping these people around him for credibility.
Exactly. But I'm saying if Kendrick's point is you keeping all these people around you for credibility and to be able to like, you know what I mean, falsely throw this flag.
Yeah.
But the people who are around you are like, I mean, but that's my boy, that's my homie. It doesn't, there's no like, there's no checking. There's no big homies that are like, no, this is not okay.
correct.
Like if Young Thug had said, I'm a Drake fan, but like I get what Kendrick is saying because like, nah, this is our shit.
Yeah.
That would have been different.
He
But
wouldn't
didn't
say that because that's his homie though. But also, see, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
where we're at in a culture is the two things are conflated. You have glasses call it street urban culture, and you have rap. Those two separate things that get conflated because hip hop is looked at as this one umbrella.
Yeah.
So where we're from, it doesn't matter if you've done something. For instance, you could take Lil Wayne, for instance. Lil Wayne is from New Orleans, Louisiana, right? But he's also, quote unquote, from the mob Paru that's in, quote unquote, in Compton, right? So if one of my OG homies, I ain't gonna say no names, one of the homies, and he's like a reputable from that section, and he says, this is my little homie Wayne, he from the section, that's it. That's law. Meaning there's no questioning, you don't get to, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
It's my homie from, and now he from the section.
Good.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that that's what Thug is doing, but it's just different things that are not the same thing one-to-one in hip-hop.
Got you. Well, I mean, it's coming on a year this week that everything happened. I remember I was in y'all remember where y'all were when Not Like Us dropped? It's crazy. But for real, I was in a party for Cinco de Mayo. It was Cinco de Mayo, right? I was in a party. I was drunk. I remember. And then somebody came to me. I was in Delaware. And it was like, Kendrick finally dropped because we was waiting on it.
Yeah.
And then they played the Not Like Us. It's crazy. Well,
Not Like Us is or you mean Euphoria?
No.
All of them. He dropped all them bitches back to back. Like, all
Well,
in
no,
the
we were
same
waiting though
hours,
for a
days.
while. But this week is when everything started. But
Oh,
Not Like
okay.
Us came because this is the first. Cinco de Mayo was the 5th. So there were days in between. But I just remember that because I was in a party and they played it, and it was everybody's first time hearing it. But people went crazy as if they heard the song, and it was like so weird too because a lot of my friends in Delaware, like they don't get into all this entertainment back and forth. But Drake and Kendrick are big stars, so you know what I mean. But they were so intertwined. The DJ stopped the party, played it, and then everybody was like, people were coming up to me asking me questions and stuff, and I was like, yo, this is crazy how much people care.
Yeah, and I
about
remember
this.
the first time hearing outside too. It was this one girl. She was like a super Drake fan. She was walking up to everybody mad as hell, like, "Why you singing the song? You don't even know the words. Look at you acting like you know this shit already. You just
That's
dick ride."
weird.
Like angry. Like while the song's going on, we all dancing to it. Like it's because it's a bop.
That's weird.
And she was like walking around just yelling at people, kind of for even like enjoying the song. So
It was, yo, I ain't gonna lie. Mustard, right? Mustard produced these tracks. The beats just automatically grabbed you. And then the vocals was crazy. It was like a moment where you, like, I was overwhelmed, to be honest, right? I'm in the middle. I was actually with Jess on the road in some city at a comedy show, and hearing it, you outside like this. And I'm like overwhelmed because it's so much, like the instrument was simple. The instrumental was simple, but also it was deep. And also it felt like music that you haven't heard in a long time. It wasn't like what we were used to. And I think that was necessary to kind of break the mold because I felt like Kendrick was trying to say, like when he did the party died or something.
Watch the party die.
Watch the party die. It was like his music did that without saying it. Right? It was like, I'm gonna show y'all how to party differently. I'm gonna show you how to embrace who you are as a black person. I feel like Drake's music, while it's good and it's fancy and you can dance to it, I do feel like he didn't grow up the way that we, or it doesn't feel like he grew up the way that we did, but he knew how to speak to it. And because he knew how to speak to it, then he could make music around it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I felt where Kendrick was coming from with the music. It was like it definitely was like overwhelming because it was so much to digest, even in one song, and then he got 5-minute songs. It was just crazy. So
How y'all feel about when Kendrick brought out Playboy Carti? People were upset about it. They said that like he was basically exploiting artists for Like the same thing that he accuses Drake of doing. How y'all feel about that?
Kendrick don't got to do that though. I mean, like, I don't think that was the play in his mind. I think people were really messing with Playboy Carti's project in the moment. He's a huge artist, and he's just, you know, what I mean, he's bringing out a younger. He's
Next
probably
up.
aiming more for the younger demographic, but that he doesn't have to play the games they're saying he's playing. Like,
Yeah, and they
he
got a
could-
song together too.
Yeah,
They got 4
Yeah.
songs together.
on the
What's the newest
I
one?
mean,
though?
3. They got 3. Dot gave him 3 features on this album.
yeah.
Because
God
And-
damn.
I didn't know about
and
3.
he
I
was-
only knew, but there's one that people are like really, really leaning into heavily.
Yeah, it's good credit.
Okay.
But and that's the one he came out and performed. But that's just silly. That's just a bunch of people who aren't part of the music game commenting on the music game. Like that's when you see Jay-Z do a show in St. Louis and he bring out Nelly, just for instance, that's not crazy.
Yeah,
That's not
exactly.
exploiting. Like he was in Atlanta. He brought out Playboy Carti, who's from Atlanta,
Right.
and they have 3 songs. Dot gave him 3 features on the album,
Yeah.
and they perform one of the biggest records right now. So I don't understand. People are just silly.
So do y'all feel like people are ever going to get to a point where like this, because you know how like people beef and then we just like move on and we won't even really talk about it. We're talking about this as if like I mean it is history, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like we
Yeah.
just remembered where we were when
Yeah.
songs dropped.
Yeah.
You think that feeling will last like generational, or like eventually would it be like, yo,
What feeling of this specific?
like
beat?
yo, you remember where you were when Not Like Us dropped or when the beef started?
Yeah.
I think it was definitely a moment in time in
Yeah.
hip hop, especially.
Yeah.
I definitely always remember it.
Numbers wise, Super Bowl. But then the only comparison I can have that I remember, and I was young, was Jay-Z and Nas, and I felt like niggas talk about that for a long time.
They still
And I've
talk
been
about
like
it.
the
They still
beef.
argue it.
Yeah, and they became friends on top of that. So it's like,
Yeah.
damn, Drake, and then after they became friends, look how long it took for people to actually like, all right, like, okay, they're friends. Like it's
Yeah.
not a game.
I don't think Drake and Kendrick ever becoming friends.
Nah. And I think
they
in the
two
moment of that
different-
time,
Head, is that? I mean, am I crazy for assuming that?
I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
they weren't friends before. I mean, maybe when it was.
I mean, not even like friends, like hanging out. Let's go do where Drake be drinking them spritzers. Let's go have a spritzer and like sit in the sun. I mean, like even cordial, where it's like we might see them dap it up in public and like keep it moving. I don't see that.
Would you know their relationship early on, like say like 2010?
They
Like,
was
what-
they were cordial. They was cool.
They were cordial, or were they like?
They up until recent. They've been cool.
Okay, up until
I
recent.
mean, they
okay.
were like.
I wonder if that was a feeling Kendrick just always had. He kind of touched on it a little bit, but
I think it could have been something there, but
Mm.
but also you got to understand, like one person crossed the line before the other person did.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I think that's the nuance that gets lost in translation. It's just like, it, he said it in the record, but when you offer somebody a friendly, that's amongst the homies. Like
Mhm.
if we homies, I offer you a friendly fade.
mm,
That's like that again. That's where I think the disconnect is happening in these conversations. Street urban culture,
mm,
rap music,
okay.
and rap music. He can't say that about you. Street urban culture, there is no rules.
Mm,
Rap world is you crossed the line. Street urban culture, I gave you a line, you crossed it. Now it doesn't matter. Now
Mhm.
no lines exist.
yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah, and that's what happened.
So what was the specific line cross? That you're referring to?
I mean, I think he said we ain't got to make it personal. I think Drake made it personal first, and then after that,
Okay.
see the thing is where we're from, if I give you a line and I say, hey bro, let's have a fight
Yeah.
because we just having a disagreement,
Yeah.
right? And you tell me where I'm from, you tell me, all right, look, we can fight, but nigga, like I got shot and I got a bad rib.
Yeah.
Don't hit me in my rib.
You just keep hitting them in the.
And I hit you in the rib.
Yeah.
You like, bro, what the fuck?
Mm.
Now there are no rules
Mhm.
because you gave me the line and I stepped over it.
Okay.
So now it's no longer friendly.
Mhm.
A friendly is different than an op.
Right.
The opposition, how we're conditioned, where I'm from, is when you are the opposition,
Mhm.
there are no fair ones. A fair one is a friendly fade. A fair one is between homies. We go eat after we fight. A op is complete obliteration. Max out, do not pass, go, do not collect $200.
I agree with what you say. I just don't know when it was friendly.
When it
I don't remember it being
well,
friendly.
no.
So there are things that happen probably not that behind the scenes that
Before the like that.
it's like no after that. But I'm saying
Okay.
it's like, hey bro, like let's do this,
Yeah.
but let's keep it
Okay.
Let's keep
I just never had the feeling.
Remember how I said there's street urban culture and there's rap. Let's keep it rap.
Okay. Got you.
Once you make it about this,
okay,
now it doesn't matter. Now it
behind the scenes, because there were things of claims of like people being removed from like songs or like something like that because they were associated with Kendrick, and then the lawsuit came and like that type of stuff, or was it like Drake was really trying to be outside in the streets?
No, it ain't none of that. It's just if I have a conversation with you about what the line is.
So they had a conversation about what the line
I'm not
was.
saying that. I'm saying if I do have a conversation with you,
okay,
and you step over that line that I presented to you, now it's up.
it's up.
I thought he like low key put it in the music though. Like, yo,
Well,
like once you talked about his family and his children and who they messing with, stuff like that, that's the line.
if I tell you my line and
Yeah.
you intentionally cross it,
yeah,
there
It's
is
whatever.
no such thing as I went too far.
Right. Well, I mean, we don't even have time to get to other topics because we had such a great conversation. No, but I've enjoyed hanging out with the guys on the podcast
we got
today.
5 minutes.
We do. So what we do after we get through our topic rundown is we take it outside to the streets and the tweets, which is anything that's happening in conversation on the internet.
You for the tweets.
We outside in the tweets.
Every other page I go.
So I actually went to your Twitter, Head.
Oh shit.
And
Oh my god. You're such a
I feel like people never
journalist, bro.
People never remember what they tweeted.
oh, I know everything.
And
I
you
tweeted.
tweeted in 2013.
I stand on my tweets. I don't have tweets before 2014 because I got rid of them. But anything
How
after
do you do
20,
that?
oh yeah, I gotta put you on.
You got hired.
No, you don't.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm a nerd, so I figure shit out. But
Okay.
yeah, so any tweet that is out there, I stand on my shit.
Well, I mean, I wasn't a crazy one, but now you got me going down your timeline trying to find a crazy one the way you reacted.
It's not gonna be anything crazy.
No, I don't see nothing crazy. But you had tweeted videos out from the Kendrick Lamar concert, and you captioned it, "You can't fake influence,"
Correct.
which I thought was a great way to, because this takes us out of the show, which a great way to end the show. Because I think right now you also have a pin tweet that says, "I'm not a journalist, I'm a DJ."
Because I respect journalists.
And I remember during the time of all the back and forth when, people were you were one of the Kendrick sources and Academics was on the other side with Drake. I don't know if people knew how to title you because the information was coming from you a lot. Sometimes.
Well, I know that person claims to be the number one journalist in the game, and I have too much respect for. I think journalism is a craft, just like being a doctor or a lawyer.
Yeah.
And so I respect journalism too much to just pop out and be like, I'm a journalist.
Yeah, I don't think that Academics is a journalist at all. I think the machine.
Got a drunk rant.
No, that's
tomorrow.
fine. I mean, whatever. The machine of what he's built, I respect the machine of what he's built, but he is not a journalist. I think we as journalists, we vet things a lot differently. We
Correct.
have conversations a lot differently. I'm not mad at what he's doing, but I think that there does always need to be a defined point of anybody who does something he's a professional, but like it's different. Like there's different levels of
I agree with
your
you.
profession. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. But the reason why I brought it up was because of that, right? Like I feel like nowadays the way people get information, it's like podcasts, it's TikTokers, it's streamers, and I love that. But sometimes it's hard to like get through the noise and see where the influence really is. And I don't know, like it's not that it makes it hard. I think it makes it easy for people to jump into things. But it's a little scary outside right now in the internet streets, like in the Twitter and like all these places, because anybody can say anything and do anything.
Because I understand. Oh, go ahead.
No, I just think that like I know you on the radio and you come from a background of journalism, which there's two things that exist within the confines of broadcast and or journalism, whether it's print or any kind of signal, right? And the two things are, one is journalistic integrity. And the second one thing is something called libel. Go look up libel, kids. And so I think because you don't learn these things when you just turn on your stream or whatever, you could say whatever you want to say, and then you end up like Tasha K. And so I think like,
oh, the menopause Maddie, she talks about us too.
And so I think what happens is people just start podcasts, get cameras, get mics, and start saying what they think, and then be like, "Oh, DJ Hed's he's being cryptic. He's not being real." It's like, no, there's a such thing called libel that I take serious because I'm a professional fucking broadcaster. You know what I'm saying? And so if you look up libel, you'll understand where these things and why these safeguards are in place.
Yeah.
Well, I want to read some of the responses to your tweet. The tweet was "Can't fake the influence," and somebody said Junior Shoots, Mind of Junior is his @ said, "Just left the show, it was rocking." Rayo, I think this is a bot page though, because I've noticed every time Kendrick sees a rise in popularity, Drake is somehow involved. Take Care feature / tour. FM Problems feature. KJMC / Poetic Justice promo. Control verse controversy. Then the beef. We talked about that a bit. Somebody said Prinolo 14. So unfortunately, I won't be able to attend these shows. So I've been living through the videos y'all post. No cap. This show is based on video. Seemed like the crowd was effing lit up. They tried to play with Kendrick at the Super Bowl with the videos behind the scenes.
I know.
Does he have anything to prove at this point because of that?
He don't even care.
He really don't care at all. Is he always unbothered, or has he gotten to a place with this where he's in a good place, so he's unbothered now?
If you watch the Squabble Up video and you look at his face, that's how he is. The day Not Like Us came out, and I called him like, "Hey, bro, I'm going crazy. This shit crazy. You won." He's like, "Man, he don't even give a fuck."
So does that come from like he knows what he did? He knows.
No.
Is he self-aware of the level of rapping he's doing that he doesn't even need?
He's self-aware, but I think that he comes from the same thing. You got to understand, and I'm not trying to sound like this because people always say that I come off as pretentious and shit like that. The music business is easy compared to what we've been through.
Yeah. Exactly.
And the same thing when I talk
like that's coming from Baltimore.
Yeah.
People be trying to play Delaware, but where I'm from in Delaware, it's a bit rough. Like,
so like
getting out of there is a thing.
When people talk about like even when like certain personalities and streamers, whatever, like when they crash out over something really small or whatever,
crazy.
To me, it's like, oh, you've never faced any kind of adversity in your life because you talking shit about me online for 2 hours.
Oh, you talking about academics?
Does nothing to me or for me because I've actually been through real shit in my life. Dot has, like, if you go listen to Missing Around the Big Steppers, he's had real shit going on in his life. This is like, this is a Tuesday for him. He don't even give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. And maybe his stuff is a lot more strenuous than mine's because I feel the same way about a lot of things, and that's why I'm able to have
He's grateful.
The posture that I have. But sometimes I'll be like, now y'all playing with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right. So, like, sit down.
Does he have those feelings going into the Toronto shows? Like, this is nothing?
It's nothing, bro. I'll give you an example. The last show I went and seen him backstage. And we had a moment because when he got the key to the city in Compton, I was there. I'm sitting on the mayor's desk in her office. No bullshit. I'm sitting on her desk, and I'm holding this key to the city. I'm looking at this nigga, and I'm like, this shit crazy. He was like, bro, this shit crazy.
Oh, so that's... And
then we was backstage at one of the shows, and I was like, bro, I'm like, this shit crazy. He was like, bro, this shit crazy to me too. Okay. That's the reaction. It's like...
He's still like kind of not coming to terms with it, but it's like, man, like there's so much in front of him. He not looking at all the other stuff.
He says it's the work, and it's just you put in the work.
Yeah, you gotta put that work in.
That just made my heart feel so warm because that's how I feel about life.
It's the work.
And when you head down and doing the work, a lot of that stuff, like when I say, even if you do feel like stop playing with me, it just doesn't matter. It's so small.
None of this shit matters in real life.
Wow.
And he seems like...
But in actuality, just remember that in hindsight, all this shit is something. And that's what I think that people don't look at. Like, your life is a story for somebody else.
That's how I look at my life. Yeah.
So it's important to, like, you got your head down, you working, but also know that take a second to take it in and say, yo, this shit crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's how I feel sitting here with y'all right now. I'm like, dang, this is crazy.
Thank you for having us.
It's really hard to sleep at night.
Brandon doesn't have a choice. He has to come here with me all the time. He's my unofficial official co-host.
Oh, damn.
We could promote that to official, I guess. At this point.
Because I didn't want to like make him do anything he didn't want to do. So I've just been allowing him to grow with the platform as we grow. But so yes, Brandon is the co-host.
Oh man!
Here officially, thank y'all for being here. I really appreciate it. And yeah, this is crazy. Like, hey, I know in the beginning because coming from TV is so different than radio, and being a journalist coming on the radio where especially Breakfast Club, they say and do what they want. They get crazy. I was freaking out a lot of times, and Hed used to always just tell me, "Shut up."
Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, literally. Like, no, literally. Like, that's how he thinks it's so funny. Like, one time I called him crashing out, he just laughed. Like. Yeah. But this
is even funny the way both of y'all just said that. He's like, he just tells me to shut up, and I just get calm. He's like, just shut the fuck up.
He'd be like, no, seriously. Like, he's like, he probably looks just like that on the phone when he's doing it.
Oh shit!
Why are you laughing?
No, because he just said shut the fuck up right here.
Yeah.
That's what
He
was
said
saying.
it.
Yeah.
He was like,
He
yeah.
said it calm as hell, and you
he
took it
tells
like
me that.
you took it as words of wisdom. Like that shit is
great.
funny.
I'm trying to tell no because sometimes
If Charlamagne tell you shut the fuck up, you be like,
If I said it,
No,
I'll,
that's deep. Damn.
No, because Charlamagne, first of all, I was gonna say he's not at the height to tell me shut the F up, but
Oh,
he
like
had
like
he had a little
literally.
short too. No, but I just Hed has helped me through like some really crazy times in radio, figuring out this whole navigation because he
Yeah.
comes from radio. So and then now we're here on the podcast because he's
Sure.
here in New York. So this is like this is crazy moment for me too.
Man.
So thank you for joining us, Los. Thank you for joining us.
For sure. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Thank you,
y'all.
thank you.
So what have we learned from today's episode besides shut the F up?
That's my only takeaway, huh? Like,
Be grateful.
We learned that.
Grateful.
Yeah, I was gonna say put that work in.
And don't be too high up to look out and just say, "Oh, this is crazy."
Yeah.
There we go. That's it.
Yeah.
That was
This is
fire.
crazy.
yeah.
This
All
shit
right,
crazy.
y'all. I'm Loren LoRosa. This has been the latest with Loren LoRosa. I had the guys join me today, so this has been an
Yes.
amazing episode. I tell you guys each and every episode because I mean it. At the end of the day, there's always a lot to talk about. And y'all could be anywhere doing it with anybody, but you choose to be right here, and I appreciate you for that. We are a lot of thousands of people download strong, so I really, really appreciate you guys tuning in, downloading, and telling a friend to tell a friend that Loren got the latest.
Yeah.
I will catch you guys in my next episode.